Hey guys, what's up? It's Greg Beast here. In light of the SNG rules recommendations from the rules committee, nothing's set in stone yet, but we're spending this whole week trying to help you guys prepare just in case, okay, so you can get caught up. One of the most prevalent questions, obviously, amongst the Faceoff community is, what are the best heads for an SNG stance? So obviously, for guys who know, I have been very fluid with my SNG and knee down stances for years. I prefer both in specific situations. When we designed the Weapon X head, the whole purpose of the Weapon X head was so that it was useful for three different portions of the game. One, so you can use it as a completely regular midfield head. Two, so that it would be effective on knee down. And three, so it was effective on stand-up. And that meant a lot to me. I needed a head that was very useful on stand-up neutral grip situations. So what are the types of things that create a useful face-off head for SNG? One, you need it to be more rigid. If you have a super floppy head, one that's gonna be really noodly, then you can't do progressive rake variations. So you need something that's more solid on the bottom so that when you come through, not only can you pull your quick rake to the left, but you can also go power rake and disrupt the clamp of your opponent. Then on the other part of it is you need it flexible enough to cut down on a proper plunger, because there's two different plunger variations that we use when we go standing neutral grip. You have your clamp plunge where you force your top sidewall over the top. That's why this trestle is great for knee down and stand up. But then you also need to be able to come in sideways and have a good oblique bend. So we didn't want a face flex head. We wanted an oblique bending head for standing neutral grip. You want a good, rugged, solid bottom sidewall. That's why this trestle going the opposite direction is super useful on the rake variations. And then you want the trestle on the top to flex and bend the proper way when you're doing top sidewall dominant moves. So the Natty, which is actually my preference now, the one that just came out from East Coast Dyes, the Weapon X Natural, is slightly more flexible. So I think guys are gonna really like it. If you're coming from a different head that's more flexible in the past, it'll be easy for you to adapt to this, but it's gonna have the proper flexing points and the trestles where you need them. So you can go over the top wall sidewall dominant, bottom sidewall dominant, and then also when you're scooping in your counters, you need a really good scoop, because you guys, if we do go SNG, you're gonna be scooping the ball off the turf way more than you used to, right? If you don't get a clean pinch and pop here, it's not like the knee down where you can clamp on top of it after a 50-50, spin, 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 and then exit and catch in the self pop. It's gonna be way more of pulling the ball out and scooping. So you're gonna want a head that acts like a normal offensive midfield head. So that's what I really like about this Weapon X when it comes to the standing neutral grip. Like I said, it's not the only head on the market you can use, but it was specifically designed with SNG in thought. So get a look at this thing. If you get your hands on one, give it a try, because if these rules do stick, you're gonna need a weapon.